So we are starting off this meals of the week with a chicken and chorizo topped rice bowl. I got a packet of lime and coriander rice, just the ones that you can get in Aldi. And then I made up a dressing. I blitzed up some hummus, some fresh chilli, some garlic, lime juice and loads and loads of fresh coriander. And I mixed that through the rice. I also added peppers, cucumber, tomatoes, onions and all that kind of thing into the rice. Mixed all that together. Then we just browned off some chorizo slices in a pan, and I popped some chicken thighs in the air fryer, which I had marinated in some spicy harissa seasoning. And then we just did a bed of lettuce. On top of the lettuce, we popped on the rice mixture with the really nice hummus dressing. Put the chicken thighs on top of that and the really, really crispy chorizo. This was such a nice dinner. This was one of those things that you kind of throw together. And I'm definitely going to be making it more and more often. And it was so simple because using the packet rice, you don't even have to worry. We also delicately added some crispy onions to the top afterwards, but definitely one I will make again. And using hummus as a dressing was a really good idea. So I'm really not sure what I'm doing. I've made kind of a chicken and broccoli like pasta. Well, it's not pasta yet. It's chicken, broccoli, some condensed soup, this Campbell's. I use a lot. I've put some stock in there, like a stock pot, some water, some obviously chicken and broccoli. Then what I think I'm going to do is tip this macaroni in there, and I'm going to top it with the broccoli and chicken mixture. I should really get my tripod out to do this because it's not going well with one hand. And then I think I'm going to mix it all together and top it with some cheese and put it in the oven, and hopefully that will cook the macaroni. I might need to add a little bit more liquid. If I do, I'll probably add a little bit of milk maybe. I'm going to mix this together and then it'll be like a sort of macaroni casserole bake kind of thing. So here is the pasta bake finished. It went really well in the oven. I added some peas. I also added a little bit of soft light cream cheese as well. And then we're just serving it with some salad. So we've got some chilies on here, some coriander, cucumber, some lettuce, tomato, and some onion, and then there's lime juice and some salad cream as well. And this is what is for dinner tonight, and that is all the pasta bake that is left. So it is about lunchtime and I'm just preparing tonight's dinner because if I'm going to be 100% honest, this is one of our favourite meals, but I feel like it takes so much, well, not so much time to prep. You literally have to chop vegetables. But sometimes when dinner time rolls around, I cannot be bothered to do it. So I thought, do you know what? Before I make my lunch, I'm going to do this and prep it. Then I don't have to bother later and I won't just go, oh well, let's have something simple. So anyway, in here I've got 1 whole cauliflower and 1 whole broccoli. And I've just mixed it up with a bottle of this buffalo sauce. Now M&S are doing it, it's a new thing. I usually use Frank's, but I'm really pleased they do it in M&S and it's not very expensive. So I've covered my cauliflower and broccoli in that. I've also like rinsed out the bottle with some lime juice. I've added some smoked paprika and some cayenne pepper. And I just toss it all round, and then what I'm going to do is put it in the air fryer for about 20-25 minutes and let it go really nice and crispy. And then I'm actually just going to set it to one side, and later on we're going to have it in salad filled wraps. So we literally have no meat, just lettuce, onions, some mayo, probably like some chilies, maybe some kimchi, in some wraps. Wrap it up with the roasted veg, which I'll just probably reheat in the microwave a little bit or give it a few more minutes in the air fryer. One of our absolute favourite meals. Sometimes I like to put like roasted leeks or roasted peppers with it. I haven't got any, so I'm not doing that. But yeah, I highly recommend trying this. Yeah, I will show you it later on. I'm just going to give it another mix through so that everything's coated and pop it in the air fryer. But it's full of vitamins and fibre. It keeps you really, really full as well and helps you to get your veggies in and tastes amazing. So I've just put it all in my air fryer and I'm going to put it on the chip setting, which is 195 degrees for 20 minutes. And then afterwards, I'm just going to put it back in this bowl because there's still some sauce in there. And then I'm going to put it to one side. But obviously if it was like raw chicken or meat, I wouldn't put it back in the same bowl. But as it's veg, I can give it now a little mix around, put some cling film over it, and I'll show you it once it's roasted. So here are the cauliflower and broccoli wraps. I've just heated up the cauliflower and broccoli in the microwave after it went really, really nice and sticky and crispy in the air fryer. And I've just served these on one of the Aldi protein wraps. Sorry about my microwave like in the background, it's really, really loud. I've got some lettuce, some onion, and underneath is a little bit of Cathedral City cheese spread because I thought that'd go really nice with the cauliflower. And then I'll show you in a minute, I've done some really nice crispy potatoes in the oven as well. And here are the crispy potatoes. They've come out really, really nicely. I just sliced them up and laid them on a tray, sprayed them with some oil, and then I put some oregano, some garlic granules and some smoked paprika, and then sprayed them with some more oil and put them in the oven. And they have taken quite a while, but I was waiting for everything else to be ready, so that's what we've got tonight. Looking forward to this, and the dog's snoring her head off. For tonight's dinner we have got one of my favourite warm chicken salads. So I've got some lettuce and some mixed leaves underneath there. There is some like sliced mini burger gherkins in there, and there's also some cucumber, and then I've just drizzled that with some lighter than light mayo, and I've put loads and loads of kimchi, my homemade kimchi, underneath. And then on top of that I've got some peppers, tomatoes and some chicken and some mushrooms that I fried in a pan. When I say fried, I actually use Worcester sauce. Sometimes I use balsamic vinegar, and that way I use hardly any oil, and then I just let that go nice and crispy. You can see the tomatoes there have just gone like really nice and caramelized, and I've put some fresh coriander on top and some sriracha sauce. And yes, this is packed full of colourful vegetables and chicken. So this is what is for our dinner tonight. So for tonight's dinner we have got a tuna pasta bake. This is just the tomato and bacon pasta bake sauce from Lidl with some pasta and some tuna, and then just garlic bread. Really basic but tasty. And this is what's for dinner tonight. For tonight's dinner I have done some fish finger wraps. So I've just got fish fingers with lettuce, and there's some piri piri in here. And then I've done some crispy potatoes in the air fryer. I just put them in a bag with a tablespoon of oil and some Chinese salt and chilli seasoning, and then do them in the air fryer, and that's what is for dinner tonight. So on this day, Steve and I had lunch at a Sri Lankan restaurant near us, and this is their version of loaded fries. They top it with fried curry leaf and chicken coconut curry. It's a real different version of loaded fries. Steve had the Sri Lankan burrito, which contained coconut rice, kale sambal, fresh tomato, red onion, coriander and coconut. Really, really good. It's an outstanding food and we absolutely love it there. And lastly, we had one of our favourites, which is our homemade flatbreads that we do. I'm sure you all know by now, but it's just equal parts Greek yogurt and self-raising flour. Pop them in a hot pan and then fry them for a couple of minutes each side. And then we just cooked off some chicken breast in the capsicana, tomato and coconut chilli seasoning. And we topped it with some mint yogurt, some salsa, some lettuce and a little bit of grated cheese. Really, really simple and such a nice meal.
Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.